I just got done hitting legs. I'm honestly just going to start this series called like the Car Talk series, where I just, I got a lot of things to say, a lot of things I want to post on Reels and stuff. But to be honest with you, I find myself speaking so much because there's so much I got to say on a lot of things going on nowadays. If you look on my Instagram, I specifically talk about all the time, weak men equals a weak society. And there's nothing that pisses me off more than a weak man. Meaning, and what is a weak man? It's not even really, to be honest with you, a weak man is not just physically weak. Should a man try to be the strongest physical form of himself? Yes. And when you try to do that, you develop more mental resilient characteristics because you're pushing yourself through adversity that takes overcoming a lot of pain mentally. What makes a weak man is not being able to handle their emotions. That's like the number one. An unstable man, a man who cannot control his emotions, is a dangerous man. And if you look at any catastrophe, if it's relationship-wise, with a man putting his hands on a woman, or if it's someone going to go cause harm or try to kill someone, a lot of it is weak men. And that just trickles down and causes so much negativity in our society going on forward. You got to realize, because you're set in every man, especially if you got kids. How the fuck can you go, I don't even have kids, but how can you go home, and for a man that has kids, go home, look at your kids, look at your family, and not try to live the absolute best version of yourself? How do you manage to do that? Seriously, I really want to know. It's just me and my dad. It's just me and my dad and my cousin Mikey. We all live in the same place. Even then, I wake up and I know that I owe them. It may not seem like it, but I owe them. I owe everybody. And I stole this, I learned that mindset from Wes Watson. Wake up instead of, thinking about, you owe yourself or all me. The moment you start switching to I owe everybody else, your whole life changes, because your purpose and everything is for the ones that are around you and everybody. Life is a mirror, not a window. Life is the world is as you are, not as it is. And you got to realize that, you're the one that makes your own world, essentially. You're the one that set the outcome, how you feel, and everything in the outcome in your whole life. Everything is your fault. Everything. I even think even when it comes to my cousins and stuff, I got some family members that aren't living at their fullest potential right now. And I literally view it as my fault, because I'm not setting more of an example of how, I need to be more successful. I need to achieve more things and show them this is where, the way to go, and take them to the fucking water. Your purpose is more important than anything. Happiness, a lot of people say, I'm not happy. Well, you're not living with purpose. You're not living with intent. What is your purpose? And literally, go look at your family. If you don't find purpose in just looking at your family, especially if you got kids and everything, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. How are you not living to the fullest capability that you possibly could do? Living at the best version of yourself. I look at some of y'all nowadays. Man, I even go in the Walmart, I see some of the dudes around my age, I go to shake their hand, they got a limp-ass hand. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Jalen Montez. Nice to meet you. And they're like, oh, Rick. They can't even look me in the fucking eye. A lot of these kids nowadays, these dudes nowadays, especially around my age, I'm only 22, but a lot of y'all don't got any fucking balls at all. You don't have no balls. How are you gonna set the example for your kids in the future if you can't even look a man in the fucking eye and shake their hand and be man? Even walking down the street, I'm seeing some grown-ass men, fat as shit, or just frail, just like just all awkward. Like, do y'all realize y'all may not like just leave it alone, that's their business or whatever. No, we're all fucking one. What's gonna happen whenever fucking China tries to come and invade us or some shit? You don't fucking know. You don't know. What's going to happen if they shut down the grid and the electricity goes out? Are you physically, mentally capable of being able to fucking survive? You got to be prepared for anything. And one of the main things, though, is seriously just trying to live. Personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. Perfectly said by Andy Frisella. I'm obsessed with Andy Frisella and Wes Watson because their mindsets are so just nothing but just pure grind, and they've been through it all, and they understand what it takes to get to the top, what it takes to lead, what it takes to make the ones around you better. Like, that is the only fulfillment I got in my life, is trying to impact and make the ones around me live at a higher standard. It's that simple. My nephew, aka my brother Skyler, he's really my nephew, but I call him my brother. You can ask him, and he'll even say 3 years ago, he was in a frat, he was partying all the time, he was getting drunk, and he got super depressed and fat. Well, he got depressed because he was fat, and the only reason why he was depressed because he wasn't doing anything to take action. And all it took was me to start fucking changing my fuck ups. When I was 19 years old in October of 2020, when I shook my dad's hand, I remember shaking his hand. I said, Dad, I'm going to go to the gym every day from here on out, and I'm going to completely be a different man. I'm never going to stop. I shook my hand. And ever since then, I set the example. I got and I got Skyler. Skyler saw me what I was doing. Look at it. If you see Skyler now, he's still in the gym and everything. He quit drinking like he used to, in the gym like crazy. He's fucking selling solar, kicking ass out in Fresno. He sold solar in Denver on a complete grind, totally different mindset. And a lot of it was just from the influence of seeing what I'm doing and setting the example and holding each other accountable. Now he calls me and he holds me accountable on things. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Depression, a lot of y'all are going to hate when I say this. Depression is a selfish mindset. If you think about it, play somebody that's depressed, play their thoughts over and over out loud. I just look so horrible, or I didn't get enough money, I'm not being able to pay my bills, poor me, me. Everything is about them. Nothing's going right their way, whatever. They look like shit, they feel like shit. Everything's about them. Is everything in the world about you? It's a selfish mindset. Once you start flipping that mindset and realize, okay, you're here, the only reason why you're feeling this way is because of fucking you. It's not because of what's going on in your life or whatever, or you got a bad genetics or whatever the fuck it is. It's because you fucked up and your actions, everything. The reason where you're at right now is because of you and your previous actions. Exactly where you're at, how you look, and your financial status or whatever it is basically a replica of your actions that you've been doing over the course of time. It's that simple. And the moment you start really killing that bitch voice and stop being so selfish and instead of thinking about you and start thinking about others, then you start changing your whole fucking life. And how do you do that? How is thinking about others changing your life? Well, bro, how would it not? You look at if you got kids, like I mentioned earlier, if you got kids or your family, your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, your friends, the ones around you, if you're like you being and living the best version of yourself, you are setting the example for them to do that. It's contagious. It's contagious. It's either one, you can take them to the water. They're all going to want to go potentially lead to the pond. Some of them may not drink. Some of them will. The ones that aren't drinking, you can't help them. But later on down the road, they're going to, they might be hating whatever it is, but they're going to want to, eventually, it's contagious. They're eventually want to, they're seeing you winning. They're seeing those inputs. They're going to want to be a part of that and elevate their life as well. I mean, it just pisses me off more than anything when I see somebody fucking feeling sorry for themselves and not living to their fullest potential. When I see somebody that's fucking fat and lazy, like you got kids and you're fat, bro, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Like, you're a piece of shit. You're setting the, like, is that the example you're trying to set for your kids? And you wonder why your kids are fat. Like, and it may piss you off, but let it piss you off, because it's supposed to, because it's the fucking truth. The truth, nobody likes the truth. Take a look in the mirror. Really look at yourself and ask yourself, really look at your body, look at your physique, look at your financial status, look at how your inputs in throughout the day and how you're carrying your life. Are you really satisfied with yourself? I would beg to differ. 9 out of 10 of y'all, 90% of y'all, probably more than that, are not fully satisfied. And truly be honest. Really be honest with yourself. Because I've been there. I know what it feels like to not be 100% satisfied. I know what it feels like to be in a depressed, selfish mindset. Because during COVID, all I ate was nothing but junk food. I was getting drunk all the time. Like, I started feeling sorry for myself. Like, I feel like shit, whatever, you know. And all it took, you know what it took? I worked out with one of my good army buddies. And I remember going to the gym with him. And he was trying to get me to work out. And I had a workout with him. I was going through and everything. And he was whooping my ass. It was pissing me off. And I remember we went to go do body weight tricep dips. I couldn't even do 5 dips. 5! That moment, I had 2 choices. I could have been a bitch. Oh, I'm only doing 5. This sucks. Poor me. Whatever. Feeling fucking sorry. Or what I had, and I'll tell you exactly what went in my mind. I remember looking around at everybody. And I remember, and it not even to sound like a fucking asshole, but I remember looking around. I'm like, I'm going to be better. Give me a year. I will outwork and be better than all these motherfuckers in here, including the person I was working out with. I was so pissed off that he was better than me, and I was so pissed off. Looked around, all these people looking better, you know, stronger and everything. It pissed me off because I realized I was a weak little bitch. I realized I was a little bitch. And I had to kill that bitch. I had to kill that person. And ever since, I lived at such a high sense of urgency and full intensity. Every time I go in the gym, I wanted to be better. I wanted to be the hardest working motherfucker in the gym. Where I walk in, it's not even about vanity. It's not even about trying to turn people. I wanted to know I was working harder than everybody, and I wanted to show it by my physique and by my actions. And over the course of time, I did, you know? And what I love about it, though, and I will say this, what I love about having a great physique and being able to achieve the gains that I have, I get to share wholesome, very heartwarming interactions with newbies and people that are struggling and don't know the way, because I know what it feels like. Because I remember having a guy, I went on my first beginner times, I went up to this guy in the gym. And I remember asking him, like, hey man, he was a stout guy. I remember asking him, like, hey, how, you know, you got any advice or tips? And this dude treated me like I was just a fucking piece of scum on the street. Straight up. And I will never forget that. I didn't really even start lifting until I got out of basic training, and, like, you know, after COVID, then I wanted to become a Green Beret, and I take it seriously. And that leadership skills and everything I talked about in the previous video carried over, and all I cared about was trying to make an impact on everybody. Everybody that came into my presence, and especially when I was working at Your Total Fitness Shop, a supplement store, everybody that came in the store, everybody interacted with the gym, I wanted to bring the absolute best version out of them all. Because they can't. I could see their fuck-ups. I could see the energy on their face. Like, you know, how you could see it, you could feel it, that they don't like themselves. But I want everybody should not have to live in misery with looking at themselves in the mirror. Our schooling system doesn't teach you how to fucking eat, how to properly count your macros and calories and everything, and the right foods to eat, and the proper weighted resistance training in school. Why don't you think they teach you that? Because they want you to be fucking fat. They want you to be lazy. They want you to be a dependent individual to the government. And nobody knows. I had to go out of my way to figure all this shit out. And my ultimate goal is that everybody I come across, I can see their best physical shape before. Even if you're 400 pounds or if you're 130 pounds, I can already see it. But I want to help give them the tools, the knowledge, and everything to apply, and tell them the discipline, the fortitude, and everything, what it takes to get there. That's all I care about. Weak men equals a weak society. For instance, what father would ever allow their daughters to sell their own naked pictures and videos of themselves on the internet to make money? No real man will ever. You go to any woman that has a real disciplined, well-disciplined father, they will never, ever, ever even think about doing that, selling their nudes. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that we are being intentionally attacked through all types of avenues, and especially with men, we're mainly being attacked through porn. That's one of the number ones, because these men, instead of going out and trying and being the best version of themselves to be able to attract the woman they want, they can just see any woman they want naked online in the matter of minutes, seconds, and get that instant gratification, get that instant dopamine, instead of trying to go on a self-grind journey of personal excellence and being able to earn a woman that you want, a good woman. And that's what that too. They're attacking our kids. They want our young men to not even know what fucking gender they are. Like, it's intent. What it is, it's mental castration. What we're having nowadays is mental castration through our men, through the social media, through porn, through this gender ideology bullshit, in music, even like I was talking about, your diet, what you put in your brain is just as important what you put in your body, like what you eat. And I look at this music that some of these dudes listen to. Why do you think there's gangbangers that are going out and lighting up a whole block? You think they're listening to fucking opera music? No, they're listening to songs that be like, pull up on a block, let it spray, some stupid shit. And you wonder why they're killing you motherfuckers in the streets. Also, and there's also that sad emo shit, like, I just want to die, slit my rib, whatever, my girlfriend broke up, all sad, and you wonder why you're all feeling depressed and sorry for yourself. There's so many avenues and everything where we're being attacked, but y'all really just simply, it's self-actualization and self-transcendence. Self-actualization, become the best person that, it's what Wes Watson says in a better form. Become the man that you desire to be, and then give it to the world. And that's all I ask for every single one of you. Live with purpose. Live with intent. Live to be the best version of yourself. Because not only is that going to help our future as our country, it's going to set the example for your children. Your children are going to be strong, capable individuals. Are going to ready take life by the horns and everything, because you set the fucking example. You set the example. If you don't, you're just gonna be another weak man who doesn't give a shit about your family, your kids. You let everybody down, and you're just another weak man, another number that's causing a nuisance to our society. It just frustrates me, because, like I said, I see potential in everybody that I come across. I see it. I see and there's nobody. It's just sad. The saddest thing in life is a waste of talent, and the waste of intent, the waste of not trying. Like, do y'all just not care? Unplug yourself from the matrix. Really look around. Really look at what's going on in the world. There's some serious shit happening nowadays. And when shit pops off, are we going to have mentally, physically strong, capable individuals that are going to be able to defend and survive and defend our country from whatever it's going to happen in the future? Or are we just going to be another civilization that falls apart? Just like the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, what they were doing around, and I talked about this on my Instagram, they used to go around and chop the balls off of young Greek boys because they looked at those boys as a future threat to their overtaking their country. And that's exactly what's going on right now. We're having mental castration through our men because strong men leads to a strong country and not being able to be controlled. And right now we're being fucking played because there's too many weak motherfuckers. Andy Frisella says it best, personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. How are we going to have a country with weak-ass men? Because we're the ones that set the example for the household. We're the ones that lead. And if we had strong men, we wouldn't be having certain women act the way they do nowadays. There wouldn't be women trying to sell, weak men are the ones that pay for women's nudes on OnlyFans. Weak men are the ones that put their hands on women. Weak men are the ones that emotionally damage women. And you wonder why there's certain women and stuff that have relationship issues in the future because they had some weak-ass man that they dealt with before who couldn't control their emotions, who wasn't a man, who was soft and let their insecurities out on that woman. And it's sad. That should not happen. I mean, you're wondering why divorce rates are up crazy. Because, dude, a lot of these dudes get married, too. And then once they get married, then they fucking get lazy and fat and complacent, and their wife doesn't even love them anymore. Because they don't even care. They don't even care. They don't even realize why their wife married them in the first place. Because they're attracted with the original man they married. And then they get lazy and fat over the years. Not setting the example. Just live with full intent. That's the key to happiness in life. Is with purpose. Purpose. Gratitude. Like achievement, just being persistent and consistent, never stopping, trying to be the best version of yourself every fucking day. And it's just like Rocky. It doesn't matter how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and get up and keep going. And that's it. And we're losing that. We need that back as a society. We need that back for stabilization in our families and in the marriages. For our children's sake in the future. What example? And if not, we're just going to have a bunch of emotionally weak men. They're just going to cause nothing but havoc and destruction in our future for our relationships, killings, everything. And it's going to be a collapsed society. I really don't know how else to put it there. So that's kind of like my whole rant about living with your personal excellence and just weak men. We need strong men. We need strong men. It's serious. So, I'm done ranting. I can talk for hours. I'm probably going to eventually just start a podcast and spit for an hour, because I can talk about this shit all day. But it's things that need to be addressed. I hope this message really hits home. If I pissed you off, if I lit that fire in you, I really don't care if I pissed you off because I'm really here to help you. I want every single one of y'all to be better. I want y'all to live at a high example. I want your children to be proud of who their father is. Who doesn't want to have their children proud that they have a father like you? You want your children to be proud of yourself. That should just be the answer to it, whether if you got kids or not. Set the example for your family. Set the example for your friends. Let's get better. Let's get stronger. Let's elevate every single day and never stop. I'm out. Drop in the comments what you thought of this episode. I'm going to keep these car talks going. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I don't care if there's 1 view, 15 views, 30 views, 1,000, 1 million. All I care about is impacting as many people as I possibly can. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.